Persecution. Radio show on Radio 4 last night, where there were three religious people talking about how religious people were being persecuted by the new atheists. I'm sorry, I had to laugh. I was driving. I was actually in danger on the road last night. I took a much longer route home so I could listen to this whole conversation on the radio. And there were times where I wasn't watching the road. There were times where my eyes were pointed straight up to the ceiling of my car, and I was just roaring with laughter. I even bashed the steering wheel at one point, and it hurt my hand. I was trying to slap my thigh, and there was this goddamn steering wheel in the way. What other word is there than pathetic? What other word is there? You're not being persecuted, you're being rejected, you're being sidelined. That is not persecution. If there is any Christian or Muslim out there being chased around by a crowd of atheists with banners saying, "Get out, or we're going to kill you," let me know, and I'll come around and I'll stand with a banner outside your house saying, "Stop persecuting these people." If that isn't happening, if you're not being physically threatened, if all you're getting is sarcasm, and you call that persecution, call me and I'll bring you a fucking dictionary. Criticism is not persecution. Sarcasm is not persecution. People laughing at you is not persecution. It's not even harassment. It won't be brought to you. If anyone laughs at you, it's because of something you just said. And I reserve the right to say to anyone who says something utterly idiotic and banal, I reserve the right to call what they've just said idiotic and banal, and to show why I thought it was such. Reminds me of some women I used to work with in a large office who used to proselytise and evangelise, and they got nowhere. They were just being ignored. They knew it. It must have brought them some sadness, but it wasn't persecution. It wasn't harassment. It was just being ignored and rejected. I saw them again, only this year, still doing the same thing in the town centre. Now these women all have minor disfigurements. You can see why they turned to religion. They had to believe their suffering had a purpose. The first thing that came along which told them that their suffering did have a reason and did have a purpose, and it wasn't just some cruel roll of the dice. They latched onto it when they were young, and that was it. They were gone.
DJ